All right, guys. Sorry for that delay. I thought it's actually kind of ridiculous. I thought the software was up, then I realized it wasn't. And when it wasn't, then I still had to go with broadcast, and that always takes like, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds. So delayed me a little bit more, but whatever, not a big deal, guys. We're here, ready to go. Good morning. Welcome back to the live stream. We first review the watch list, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good, hopefully profitable yesterday. I know some of you guys slated. I unfortunately just had, I don't know, I was just missing all my entries I wanted, and then I would chase a not so hot entry. So a little bit sloppy from my end, but oh well, you know, it happens. Today is Tuesday, it's the 9th of June, and it's 9:18 a.m. So we got another, 12 minutes now before the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading whenever we're out of available buying power, but usually that's between 10:30 and 11, and then we may, keep streaming just a little bit longer. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into it. Channel gets the blood pumping. Nice, that's good to hear. It gets my blood pumping for sure. I'm always freaking out on here. All right, let's talk about IZEA first, because this is one of our lead gappers. Originally, I was checking the scanner this morning, and it was actually down here in this area around 7 o'clock, and I was like, okay, well, IZEA gapping up 40%, 30 million float, US content info company, not really too crazy. But the run yesterday was huge, so I was thinking, what's the catalyst behind IZEA? Because I did not see this one yesterday, because I was already done with trading by then. This one has, you can see here, secures new Fortune 500 customers. So that's always big. Anytime there's some sort of big news like that, any sort of collaboration, contract winner, some deal with the government, some sort of big project, tends to be very, very good news, I have found. So there's also a bit more, you could dig into this 6-figure contract, so yada yada, big news. The most important thing, like always, guys, is does it have a catalyst? Is its float ideally under 50 million? Strong spike history, so let's quickly check out that, and good daily room to run. I'm actually kind of surprised how much this thing's been running. IZEA has been seen some pretty big gaps. Usually doesn't have the most follow through in terms of second, third green day. But it does have, sometimes pulls up, holds its highs a little bit, does have some spike history. That's pretty nice. So let's see what we can get out of this one. Again, I didn't really think we'd be already up at $3 pre-market, but lo and behold, we are. So I got to think, how much more room does this thing have to run? Obviously $4. Always whole numbers are a pretty good place for support and resistance. So I like to map those out just to kind of keep in mind. 5.5 sometimes as well. And they'll just map 5 out. So just kind of get some of these places together. So we do have definitely 3, so some upside there. I'd probably be a little cautious with the IZEA out of the gate. I'm not gonna lie. To me, it's it's gapping up already. So this one closed at 126 yesterday, so roughly here, and now it's it's up 110%. Not blow away like yesterday with ENOB, 350% pre-market. Sometimes it's a little bit high and I get very nervous. 100 percent is okay. Actually, I really like this 100 area. Between $2 and $7, always a nice place to be. And I would definitely argue that this thing has still a bit of upside potential. So I'll 100% IZEA for now is definitely going to be my lead gapper. I'm keeping a close eye on it. So we'll see what happens here. So yeah, let's see if we can get to 4, and then right now, 3 is the big question mark. Definitely a lot of tops and bottoms in 3. So 3 is a very pivotal point. I'll be careful at 3. I see you guys wanted me to look at IMRN right now. Let's see, IMRN. All the way up at 12, just came from $3. Wow, what is going on with this one? This might be better than our second lead gapper. A lot of I stocks today. IMRN. Let's quickly see here. It's a 3.2 million float. That's really nice. Australian biotech. 400% pre-market. That's ridiculous. Phase 2 clinical trials. Let's see, a lot of news here. Acute infections, diarrhea candidate. So FDA news. Remember, this is a low float. That's probably the biggest reason why it's pushing so hard. South of 10 million. This could be a nice second push coming up here on IMRN. And then let's quickly review. Actually, this could be popping back above 10. This is quite interesting to watch here. We still got 7 minutes till the market opens. Quickly check the long-term chart on this one. Big support and resistance at 12. An interesting spot. 14, and then we have a high of 16.7. Could see another run here. Still got 6 minutes till the market opens. Really quickly, I want to talk about IDEX as well. This is our second lead gapper, 90% gapping pre-market, 128 million float, US software app company. They had a Catalyst 2300 electric taxi car order. So that's a pretty big deal. So I actually did a little IDEX trade this morning, half position size. So I only used about $500 on this one. Had a nice entry at 105. Was up about 5%. Was waiting for this thing to hit 113, waiting for a little bit better of a breakout. Never happened when I was in the trade, and then I closed my trade at 107. So I unfortunately didn't walk away with too much profit on this one. This was actually the move I was waiting for, but again, I kind of closed my position a little bit too early. So IDEX, I'm definitely gonna be watching out of the gate. Here we go on IMRN, looking like it's gonna try another run here at 10. Bounced off 12. I mean 10. Big move already, 12%. Ryan, to answer your question, I'm using this one, the price level. So yeah, IMRN, this is going to be a pretty interesting one. Anytime a stock kind of pops up with news a little bit later, especially pre-market, they tend to rip really nicely. 3.2 million float, definitely the smallest float that we're looking at, so it could be really interesting here. Have an order on IDEX, a little bit below $1. Not sure if we're going to reach that area, but potential. What's up, Joe? Funny to see you here. Got another 3.5 minutes till the market opens. Definitely watching IMRN, and I'll definitely be watching IZEA, which is having a bit of a pullback. What I would like to see on IZEA is maybe even a I don't know. It's tough to say. That was quite an explosive run so far it had. So let's see if we can get some sort of red to green move, maybe around $2. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So I'll be ready to go with that if we do get such a pullback. Two and a half minutes to go here. Yeah, Jeffrey, check out the video description below. I got the import link to my my setup, my layout, my TOS layout. S SQBG. Well, that's like a tongue twister. That's like a brain twister. Another 2 minutes here. IMRN looks like it could try to break out again here. Just sold some of my huge position in my IRA account. Let's see what happens. It's going to be definitely an interesting open. I'll be watching IMRN on my second screen. Whoops. Wherever it just went. I totally just lost it. Opening it up again here. Another minute to go. Good luck, everyone. Let's see what IMR does. IMRN, it's going to be an interesting open for sure. Watching IZEA, and I got a limit order on IDEX as well. All right, guys, 6 seconds. Here we go. Technically, IZEA is breaking out right now. Over VWAP, holding the area pretty okay. Markets are a little bit red. IZEA is looking pretty hot in this area. Remember, this one has a really, really ugly extended decimal place. First pullback here, touching the 9-minute EMA. Order placed on IDEX. Wow, right after I placed, actually right before I placed the order, we had a flash pullback, and I actually did not get that one, or otherwise I probably would have got it. That's kind of what I was looking for on this. IZEA very choppy in this area. IDEX looks like it might break to the upside here, just watching it closely. Looks like we're about to break 101. Markets are all red. Scanners still have not updated yet. TOS is usually a little bit slower. IDEX is looking like it could break out higher here. Not totally convinced on either one. I'm just kind of taking a step back here. Yeah, I'm RN out of the gates, all the way up to 13.6. Huge stuff. Let's see what kind of continuation we're going to get on this one. I'm a little bit nervous in terms of... I kind of was thinking trading this one pre-market, just getting an entry in there. So that actually would have been a really good idea. We would have been up 26% on that move. Oh well. Let's keep kind of watching here. I have no trades yet on IDEX. I'm just kind of watching it. I'll let you guys know if I have, you know, limit order out or something like that. Also here on the left, you guys can see all my limit orders. IZEA looks like it might be breaking above here at 250. Remember, IMRN is the one with the smallest float, so it has the most spikeability. I guess as Hertz was halted going down. Looks like scanners are updating here. IDEX still pulling down. Little entry, but not a full entry on IDEX here near the bottom. Having a little bit of a dip trade where the original target was on this one. Big pullback here. Looking for a bounce. This one has been a little bit trickier to trade with those decimal places. Computer's going a little bit slow right now. Officially out of this one. Not the biggest gainer, but about 3-4% maybe. Sold probably a little bit too soon on this one, but it is what it is. It actually ended up going exactly to where I wanted. you know, just you see a lot of times these little fake moves and then like these weak bounces and then all of a sudden a very, you know, another continuation red candle. Hertz, yeah, Hertz has been quite an insane little dinky winky, huh? It's been good fun to watch. So nice little 2 trades with IDEX, although both of them I kind of got shaken out at weird times. So could have made much more profit on IDEX so far. Not the best trading on my end, but hey, I'll take 2 green trades even if they're small, especially after yesterday's little chaotic mess. IDEX. Huge bounce on IDEX. So yeah, we had a pretty phenomenal entry, but the exit, yeah, we left a lot of money on the table. So that's a little unfortunate. I'm not totally sure what Dinky Winky means, but my last name's Winkler, and I feel like growing up, Winky just was probably one of those names. I don't know. Dinky Winky. I like what you guys are looking at. I'm still watching IZEA. I'm not watching IMRN that closely, although I probably should. But I was sticking to my plan. I wanted the IDEX bounce from 0.92, and that's exactly what we got. So, you know, that's why I wanted to maintain my focus on IDEX a little bit, because every time I don't get what I want because I'm looking at something else, I get a little bummed out. So I don't want to be bummed out. Nice, Paul. Happy to have you here. Heiko's Hertz chasing. Heiko, keep us posted on Hertz. I'm watching IZEA pretty closely. I would like to trade this one. Haven't really fully decided where I would want to get in on this one. So for now, I'm just kind of, you know, keeping an open mind on it. Thanks, no days off. I'll take it. Man, it sure is tempting to want to go back into IDEX. It's having a little bit of a pullback here, and I think you know, there's a good chance that it's going to try to at least retest VWAP. That would be, again, like a 5% move, but I probably will not take that one. IZEA pulling back. Oh my God, IDEX and IZEA have been the tongue twister since this morning, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a rough day. Yeah, anything is down 50% usually has some sort of bounce, even if it's a dead cat bounce. IZEA could still have its moment to shine here. This is one of the top small caps making moves to the upside. Also, the flow 30 million is not too shabby. Big support in this area around $2, 208. We also have a breakout territory here. Just generally at 220, big support in this zone. I know that feeling, Michael. I am so on board with you on that, on how frustrating that can be. But it's good that you're just, you know, sitting and watching. You know, you can always learn every day. IZEA, will it break this 220 zone? This is a critical support zone. Still a lot of selling pressure kind of piling up here. Went all the way down to 208. Again, this is huge support in this area. I'd probably consider trying to do a dip trade if we kept on going down closer to 2. Otherwise, I'm not going to be getting an early entry. IDEX could break 0.9 in this area. This thing is still selling off. Whoo, there it goes. That was the dip. That's why I'm so quick to take profits. Unfortunately, I definitely took profits a little bit too soon on this one. So I am kind of kicking myself a little bit for that, because you don't want to take profits too quickly, or else it's not worth the risk. Why was that so hard for me just to say just now? Nice, boy claws. SRNE being called out. Not as much volume in this space as I would have expected. Let's see what else is going on here. We got IDEX obviously pulling back, finding some support at 85. We have SQBG. Sub-dollar. Don't really want to think about that right now. I think we have better plays. NAKD. 0.88 support. This looks like it could be on the backside of a move, although it had a little bit of a red to green, but it failed. A failed red to green is usually a bad sign. So far, not really holding this highs. I'm going to put an alert here, see if this breaks above 0.95, but I don't think I'm going to be trading this one today. We got Solo cranking higher here. $9.46, guys. Second phase, large assembly engineering, proposed site visits, U.S. new plan, 5 states. So they're looking to increase some of their factories. Definitely a bit of a roller coaster of an open for these guys. 20%, not too shabby. Could have a nice continuation. Could have a quick little pullback back to 2 and then have a nice little bounce off of that. We are above the 180-day moving average with some volume coming in here. I see RNet. IZEA trying here, biggest lead gapper, biggest percentage winner, biggest dollar volume. Let's see what happens. Still probably still super overextended from its run yesterday. I mean, that afternoon run on IZEA was pretty wicked, to say the least. IZEA could be kind of preparing here a bigger move. $9:48 a.m. Just broke 22. That's a big sign. That's a big step in the right direction. No, Hussein, if I was in IZEA, you would see my P&L here on the right, and I always call out if I'm in a trade or not. Ooh, IDEX, man, that bounce was huge. A bit unexpected, huh? 11%, pretty sweet on this one. Definitely missed that bounce. But I got the one I wanted, so I'm pretty happy about it. No, it's fine. Ask any questions. If I don't get to anyone's question or check out a ticker, sometimes I'm not looking, sometimes I'm overly focused on one stock, so just, you got to work with me a little bit. Once I'm done trading and use all my buying power, it's usually a little bit more chill. And then you guys could ask more questions or then I'll respond to more questions. IDEX cranking. Maybe we're going to get a second run out of this one. Who knows? I don't have any sort of daily goal. I mean, obviously, if I make 10% based on my average position size, I find that a pretty good day. And that would be roughly around $100, 80 to $100. Heiko, yeah, I know what you mean on that one. Yeah, I don't really see a need for daily goals. I think this $25,000 challenge goal is already messing with my head enough. The last thing I need is another micro goal. That's gonna just give me a heart attack. It's a good point, Paul. IDEX, guys, just had that bounce off of 0.9. Whew, talk about exactly what somebody would probably want. I'm probably not going to be trading it, though, so word of caution. Let's see IZEA. Looks like it's going to pull back a third time here. I'm just waiting for a clear setup. I'm waiting for some sort of reversal. I'm waiting for maybe a break for IZEA back above VWAP, then some sort of 5-minute setup, something like that. So I'm being a little bit picky right now. I probably would have otherwise put out a quick little limit order on IZEA, bought this little dip right here. I was already thinking about that in my head. There's a good chance there's going to be a little flash pullback. You could probably scrape up 2-3%, but that's getting a little bit more scalpy at that point. Since I'm limited on trades, I do need to look for the biggest, baddest moves out there. DGLY on crack again. Oh man, that thing is always on crack. I know RNet was called out in the group. Let me quickly check this one out. Guys, the thing is flying so far. Almost at $10 million volume on the day. Big resistance at about 4 that we totally just broke through. That was a nice breakthrough too. NAKD breaking higher, guys, at 0.95. Remember we were talking about that earlier. No specific news on RNet. NAKD, here it goes. This could be the breakout VWAP, could be a pullback entry. I'm not totally sure if I'll take it because I have bad luck with those. I don't know, I'm not too hot with them. So it'll be really interesting to see how far this thing pulls pulls back. Doesn't really have a catalyst today though. Pretty sweet double bottom though, 18% move from here. Still going. Sweet stuff. Talk about shoulda, coulda, woulda, huh? Congrats to anyone that got that bounce. IMRN has been pulling back quite a lot here. Could see a bit of a reversal soon though. We got that big 7.2 zone right here. Michael Delgado. I feel like I had somebody in my high school named Michael Delgado. But happy to have you here, man. IZEA pulling back again. Not sure what kind of pullback this is going to be. It could be a double bottom. Still big buyers here. Probably a lot of people waiting for this thing to potentially break new highs. $211, big time support there, huh? Ooh. Still getting chipped away at 210. 210 chipping away. IZEA 208, finding some support there at 08. Boom, big move back to 16. I might do half position size on this one. So far moving up, bigger volume coming back in on this one. Just got a little bit half position size on this one, half an entry. Big buyers on this one. Low of the last candle is my exit. Got stopped out of this one. Good thing I used half position size. Following the rule I made yesterday, an entry that I'm not 100% about, an entry that's a little bit shakier, I use half position size. Sometimes I don't want to miss the move, because oftentimes if I miss that big move, then I start chasing it and I get a worse entry. So I'd rather trade it than have some sort of FOMO of missing a good entry. I've seen a lot of these double bounces doing pretty well earlier on in the morning, so I decided to get aggressive on this one. I was thinking about originally buying this dip here, but good thing I didn't. So we still have one more full position size left. Let's see what we can get out of it. Like I said, I closed this one right away when it was showing signs of weakness, and we broke that last candle. That's why I got out at where I got out. Whoo, big sell volume on that one. Bit of a flush to the downside. Fritz, I'm not sure about Webull, but there definitely is a way to cancel it. IMRN curling back up. Yeah, IMRN. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite interested in potentially trading it. IZEA. I'm not sure. I'm just watching it here. Let's see what we get out of it. Wow, another pullback here. It's almost 10:05, and it's still pulling back. I would actually like $2 to potentially crack. We did get a little bit a crack all the way to 98. DGLY BCD pattern. I see you guys calling out PLM. I have yet to check it out. Well, definitely had a nice little pullback here and started ripping back higher. 50%. Very nice move on this one. Reported results. Must have been some really good results. 0.8, $1 and 0.2 interesting zones on PLM. It's already been halted twice today. It's always good. It means a lot of traders are paying attention to it. This is kind of the move I was waiting for with IZEA. 7% move, pretty nice. %26 pullback so far. I wouldn't really like buying here because, this was a really important key support zone, and there's probably a good chance that people are if they bought the dip, this is where they're going to be taking profits. So I probably wouldn't buy here myself, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? This is one of my favorite reversal times, so let's see what we get out of this action here. NAKD. Yeah, wow, what a huge pullback. That quite aggressive. Might not necessarily be over, just, you know, a nice little 10% flush. Hopefully someone got that bounce. That was kind of unprecedented though. That was a really unexpected quick one, huh? What's wrong with IDEX? I don't know, that giant float probably. Second big, you know, potential green day and big resistance zone. So far it's losing a lot of volume, so I'm not too interested in it. I really wanted that first bounce off of 0.9 since that was a multi-month support and resistance zone. Other than that, I don't know. I don't really have a strategy for it. MIST. What a beautiful move on MIST, all the way to from 4.5 to 7. So this was nice. Some early morning news, but again, not really something that I would have considered this thing to be spiking the way it is. There's nothing wrong with keeping the trades at bay. I'd be careful. IZEA is still just pulling off here. It's not necessarily showing any signs that an entry is something that we want. And this area is really where I was expecting to maybe have a double bottom, go back above VWAP, and then maybe another setup. But so far we have not seen it, so I'm kind of avoiding IZEA at this moment. Check out MIST. Thanks, Puppy Cat. Don't forget to drop a like. Really, really appreciate it. IMRN just pulled back. I just had an alert go off on this one. It's on my second screen. I'm constantly watching this one. I don't really think it's a bad pullback. There is probably a good chance that IMRN might start curling back up. We are kind of approaching some key support zones, starting at about 8 and then really kind of ramping up here at about $7. So I'm going to keep a close eye on $7. Obviously, we're getting really, really close to this zone. If we break $7 with low volume, that's also a good buy indicator. MIST, man, this thing is just like, I like dipping. That's what I do for a living. Let's see where it could possibly end. 5.5 oftentimes acts as some sort of reversal spot. 22% dip. Not a small amount. Not too much today. Remember, I'm using small position sizes. I did what, like 2 trades that were only using $500, and I did only 1 trade with full allocation of $1,000. And with that, I think I'm up like 30 bucks, 35, 40 bucks today. I don't know. I was up like 45 something, but then we gave back a little bit. So yeah, we're up 35.80. So, you know, being up 3-4% based on an average position size is not bad. It's just a little stressful with obviously being limited on trades, being limited on position size. But that's the whole point of the, you know, of the $25,000 challenge. Can we grow a small account? And I think the answer to that is a pretty clear yes. It just takes some time, obviously, because you're limited on a lot of fronts. And then if you have a slow month or two, it really pushes everything back. And that's kind of what I've been going through. I had a really, really slow April and a very slow May. So far in June, a little ridiculous as well. But, you know, March was a super hot month. So we just need to get back on it a little bit. DHAM, that's crazy. Really nice. One AP Pro, yeah, probably. That'd be such a funny shirt to wear. I don't even think I could wear that in Europe without being ridiculed. IMRN bouncing off that 7 zone that we were talking about. MIST also doing a bit of a bounce. This is what I was waiting for with IZEA. This is the exact double bottom that I was waiting for earlier when I traded IZEA and I took my small loss on it. This is still 100% a big lead gapper on the day. $10.12. It's held its highs pretty okay. It feels like it's sold off a lot, but it really hasn't. I'm going to put a limit order at 206. I don't really think we're going to have a pullback that aggressive, but I'm just going to, you know, just in case. Otherwise, I would probably like to get a bit more aggressive because this is a nice 5-minute, you know, breakout, 1-minute pullback here on, you know, a stock that's still relatively healthy, holding its highs pretty well. Still a lot of buyers on this one. Moving up my position just a little bit here. Potential entry on IZEA. 214 getting chipped away a little bit here. $215 getting chipped away. Just had an order entry at 213. 414. Let's see what kind of volume we get out of this one. 212 getting chipped away here. So far not getting that follow through I was waiting for. Constant support though coming in. Pulling back a little bit here. Not getting that follow through that I was hoping for. Don't want to see the 10 get chipped away. And we close this one out for a small loss. So looks like I'm going to end the day green, but very small green. A little bit unfortunate here. I was waiting for that continuation. Maybe we're still going to get it. I don't know. It's really, really tough to say. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be super painful if there is a continuation because that was my last trade. So yeah, we're up $10 today. A little bit annoying. Let's see how this one goes. Only something to learn here. So right now we had that nice move higher, that nice little dip lower here. Still watching AMRN. I know probably you guys are looking at this one as well. This one could really start curling here. This would probably be my next entry. So let's keep watching this one. 207. It's where we actually had our original limit order. Let's see if IZEA starts pulling in some volume again. There was a lot of buyers on it. I was pretty impressed and I felt fairly confident with it. Yeah, okay, this is still pushing back here. So I guess it was a good thing that we got out. Unfortunately, you know, I still took a 5 cents a share loss. Actually, that's not really a bad loss. What would have been a little bit nicer was actually buying this dip here for the potential double bottom at 2. Since we didn't crack 2 and we didn't stick under 2, we instantly pop right back above it. So buying this pull back to 2, you know, 7-8% move on it would have been a little bit nicer. But yeah, good thing we got out of it for now. Still some selling volume kind of coming in here, but I mean, right now we technically are in a bit of an upwards trend. We have a bit of a, you know, trend line right here. So let's see if we can hold this one and rip back to the upside. I was looking for more of a breakout buy on this one. So, you know, I was thinking for a second, maybe doing a half entry on it because it's not my favorite setup. So maybe that is the main way I could have approved this trade since it's not one of my favorite setups. Okay, so going back to IMRN, having that nice bounce off of 7, this thing could start curling here. Woo! Would not mind another entry on that one. Nice trade, Heiko. Definitely jelly that you're over the 25K limit. I would love to just keep trading right now. Because my next trade could be the big winner of the day, you know, and that's really unfortunate. Still watching IMRN. You know, it could just absolutely sell off. You just don't know what IMRN is going to do. But right now it is at big time support. So if it is going to bounce, I wouldn't be surprised if it was now. And, you know, we've seen these tickers just explode a bit later in the day. So I have this ticker, I have this one on my chart over here. IZEA still might be pulling back. PLM, let's see what you guys are looking at. I know you guys are hot about it. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, it's been going really nice. Check out these moves. This move alone was like 50 something percent. And then we had a 100% move. Wow, aggressive sell-off here on this one. Hit that dollar zone that we were talking about earlier. A little bit of profit taking never hurts. IMRN looking like it could be ready to rip here. Oof, IMRN just pulled back actually a little bit here. Oof, so there probably would have went my second trade, which is a little bit unfortunate. You just don't know. You don't know until you know. DGLY somehow, surprisingly, came up to first place with the volume today. So huge move on DGLY, really sweet stuff. Love to see this action. This one had a really nice red to green move. So it opened up here, pulled back, was red on the day. This was about a 13% dip. This would have been pretty tricky, but the third candle on the way down actually ended up being green candle, and then bouncing here 16%. Then again, 35% rally, and then an all-time move of 57%. So super sweet move on DGLY. I should have, could have, would have probably switched my attention to it since this one was actually pulling to the upside, while IZEA was obviously selling off. I tried that one reversal, didn't get it. Tried again for a second reversal, didn't get it again. So it is what it is. I'm still fairly positive on IZEA, but after such a big run, maybe it just needs to sell off for a little bit. I don't know. If it breaks this trend line, I'd be a little bit nervous here, and it looks like it might. Yeah, what a quick bounce on PLM. Macy's. Is Macy's a small cap? I'm not sure. What's Macy's ticker? M or something? Such an old company, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, it is M. Macy's had a huge run, huh? I'm just looking on FinViz. Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this thing go all the way up to $12 or something in the short term. But honestly, if I was investing in Macy's, I wouldn't mind visiting a Macy's myself and just kind of getting a feel for it. So this month, I'm kind of tripping over myself this month a little bit, which is a bit annoying, but I know I'm going to get in the groove at one point. I know I'm going to be grooving soon enough. So here's quickly some of my stats. There's a few crypto trades in here, so we got to kind of clean it up a little bit. So let's quickly filter this for a quick second. While it's loading, let's check back here. Yeah, taxes, your broker will send you a report that you file at the end of the year. All right, Corey, man, till tomorrow. Have a good one. Let's go back to GGLY. DGLY also had a bit of a pullback, but then instantly kind of regained the high. So pretty sweet kind of move on that. I like what we're seeing on DGLY for sure. Okay, so let's quickly see and think about let's think about these for a second. Let's just do it for this month on the small count challenge, because this month I'm basically back at break even. Yesterday I gave back a lot of my profits, and it was a little bit annoying because I felt like it was totally unnecessary. And then the one trade, I don't know, all the trades I wanted yesterday I missed, and then I ended up like chasing not so nice setups. And that's actually where I made my rule, where if I'm not trading a super nice setup, I'm only going to be trading with half position size. Look at IZEA. This is why we cut our losses, guys. I might be kind of stuck in a slow account growth, which I kind of attribute mostly to the fact that I'm limited on trades. But for now, we're avoiding any big losers. So right now I have a negative profit loss ratio. This is pretty horrible. I think that's the first time, but the month is still very young. We're not very young. We're actually like a third of the month through. So yesterday, I had 4 red trades in a row. They were all small trades, but it was just so unnecessary. Luckily, my average losses is smaller than my average win, so that's keeping me positive. But just it was annoying. We basically gave back all the profits yesterday. It was just like one of those days. So at least today we're gonna be back green on the month, but basically a total scratch so far on June for me, which is a little bit unfortunate, because we call out these moves a lot of times and they happen. So I'm clearly just stumbling over myself, which is a little frustrating at times. The retired B hat. I think if I can't go any smaller than $500 per position size. I basically am already using very low position size, and that's already a problem. Because then at $500, you're up 5%. That's a good trade. I mean, you should be. That's a really nice trade, and then you're only making $25 on it. So if I don't want to go any lower than $500. Queen bee, totally true. Totally true. I couldn't agree any more on that. I'm RN. I'm a little nervous with this one. Usually, I would have expected this kind of move to actually happen around here, but we got another pullback. This is when I was like, okay, well, maybe we just need to retouch support. But now it's looking like this one's losing a lot of steam and attention, so I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Two nice little trades with the IDEX out of the gates. On these, I could have took much more profit. I sold too early on both of these, which is what it is. But then again, that's the thing about position size. So I entered here with 105. This thing ran up, almost 7% here. And if I was trading with, $10,000, which is obviously the kind of goal at the end of the challenge to be doing, that would have been $700. Would I have taken $700? Probably 100%. I probably would have even took $400, $500. So ultimately, I would have made a bigger percentage with this trade because I would have been thinking about it differently. Yeah, you guys all know this. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward stuff, but it is important to be conscious about these kind of ways you look at your trade. IMRN is trying to, pull back out of no man's land. I was just thinking, I wonder what IDEX is up to. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of pulling up, but I've gotten a little bit more pessimistic than usual on stocks trending below VWAP. Usually, I remember closer to the beginning of the year, we would have a lot of these stocks trending below VWAP that would oftentimes very quickly bounce right back above it and then really start, having some momentum again. Even if they were down for the first 30 minutes. Lately, we've been seeing very aggressive, continuous pullbacks, which is a little bit like ENOB from yesterday. That was a lot of sell-off that I feel like I haven't seen this type of aggressive sell-off. That's why I was constantly dip buying this one. Unfortunately, none of these dip buys worked, and that was kind of my big losing day, although none of these trades were that big of a loser individually. Good call, Queen Bee. That book probably would be the perfect one for me to read. It's only $7.59 on Amazon, but it's more expensive on audiobook. That's crazy. Let me check this again. If you guys want a good audiobook, I highly recommend I Can't Make This Up by Kevin Hart. Really good audiobook. I just got through the whole thing and it was superb. Look at Solo pulling back here.
This is Audible.
Well, there it goes, playing a sample. Let's see. LTRPB. LTRPB. Wow, this is pretty wicked, huh? Positive volatility. Is this just the biggest short squeeze ever? What's going on here? It's got to be a squeeze. This thing is just getting halted. People are probably getting margin called and then it's getting halted again. Let me check JOB. I like the concept of dip buying large caps that sold off too much. I did it quite a bit myself. JOB, I don't really know what this one is about. But yeah, I mean, this is a perfect example of probably one of those ideas you can do. But just make sure it's not, about to get, file bankruptcy or something like that, or has a pending bankruptcy. You don't want to get caught on the bad side. But if it looks like the right pattern, it's starting to maybe break highs, or you're really dip buying a big low, I think it could be a really, really solid trade. Staffing and employment company. Look at IZEA pulling back. This has been quite the dipsky ripsky on this one. Ever since it broke that trend line, it's been basically gonzo. Dip buying this one would have been pretty hard too. You could have, occasionally squeezed out a nice little profit on it. 2-3% here and there, and then that's quite nice. Let's see how far this one pulls back. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit maybe 1.5 at one point today. As long as there's no offering on IZEA, I think it'll be fine. CETX started taking off a little bit later in the day today, but wow, wow, wow. What nice moves, especially when it broke $3. I would be loving to check out different stocks like this. I think you guys are going to even like this stream more when I'm over 25,000, because then I could be, constantly getting aggressive on these kind of setups. Right now I'm just kind of chilling. Ooh, I'm just thinking about some ideas here. Oh, Sam, sorry to hear, man. What was the stock? What happened? CTX still rolling. This is a really nice potential entry. I love these kind of breakouts here, and then it pulls back one last time to retest key support zone, and then, you know, instantly bounces CETX at $12, $13. So really sweet stuff there, man. We had some good opportunities today for sure. I don't know, David. It really depends. Like, I could have one good month, and once I'm, you know, I can increase my position size to like $2,000 a trade, you know, then it's going to go much quicker. So it could happen, honestly, it could happen in 3 months. It could also happen in like, I don't know, 6, 9 months, which is really stressful. I thought I would be much closer, but then April, ever since I got sick in April, I haven't been able to like fully get back on the horse. And I think it's just this like, kind of what Queen Bee said, just like this, I'm just psyching myself out all the time. I'm like trying to play catch up, and then I'm stumbling over myself because of that. So I'm kind of in this rut. Luckily, I'm not losing any money, but I'm just, you know, not really making any money right now. So we'll see. The challenge continues for sure. It's tough to say, you know, because it's definitely exponential kind of growth. Because once we're at 20,000, we can instantly get to 25,000 really quickly, because we're going to be trading with, you know, $3,000-$4,000 position sizes. It goes back to shorting AGFS. Man, you've been shorting this one like it's your, I guess it is your job in a way, huh? Yeah, definitely some big resistance here coming up. Oh man, yeah, that's really stressful. Sam, you're doing options. Gotcha. That's good, Cruiser. Good to hear that. In terms of you not being worried, obviously the red day's not fun, but yeah, red days really aren't that bad. Red days don't really bother me either. It's just the fact that, like, you know, wrapping up trading and then not being able to keep trading, that bothers me a little bit. XELA, this has been quite a nice move on it so far. Having a nice little break here at 0.6, and it just constantly keeps trending to the upside. Look at these beautiful little breakouts as well. Breakout, we had a little bit of a more aggressive pullback on this one, 7%, but then pops right back above. Really nice here. This move alone, and this is a ridiculous 20% popper. Woo! I can't wait for tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow I'm going to try to really discount a lot of things under VWAP unless it's the first 15 minutes. Then really be looking for, you know, moves like this. Oh man, I'm excited. Queen Bee, just call your broker. They'll unflag you. It's no big deal. They give you like 3 attempts to get unflagged. Check out XELA, guys. 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback. This could be a phenomenal entry on XELA for a continuation. We are above VWAP. Let's see what happens here. I'm not going to be trading it because I don't have any funds available, but this looks pretty good. Oh man, 3 holds today on NKLA. Hopefully one of them was on the way up at least. I don't know. I'm best picks for movers. Just check out the scanner. You know, constantly see what's moving. Seeing, you know, going through the whole watch list. You can just keep clicking down, 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 down. See what fits your trading strategy, and then jump on that. You guys see what's right here. So that's what I would be trading. Let's see if XELA holds this area. Very curious. I go for a little snack right now. My fasting is over. If you guys have never fasted before, I highly recommend it. It was quite nice. It's like, imagine you have this big fireplace and that's like your stomach, and you're constantly putting wood into it. And then one day you're like, you know, the fire isn't that big anymore because the whole fireplace just has a bunch of stuff in it and the fire can't breathe. That's your stomach because you're eating 24/7. But if you fast after 16 hours, there's like amazing stuff that goes on in your body. It really starts cleaning itself. It feels really nice. You have total clarity. And then, yeah. And then, you know, next time you start eating again, you can, you know, build off of that kind of new foundation. So lots to look into for fasting. Intermittent fasting. Yeah, that's the 8 and 16 thing, right? Or am I wrong on that? I could be wrong on it. I'm not totally sure. But like skipping kind of breakfast and potentially dinner, I mean lunch as well. Yeah, when not on purpose, I did 3 to 4 days when I had strep. I didn't eat for, I think it was 5 days, but I would have to count. I'm not totally sure, but it was bad. I couldn't eat anything for about 4 or 5 days. It was definitely more than 3 days for sure. That was pretty miserable. I lost over 10 pounds. That's not what I want. I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. But I think fasting can help with weight gain if you do it right. I think everybody here would probably say Webull is better than Robinhood. Although I hear Robinhood has decent options platform. I don't know, man. I would try both. See which one you like more. It's a very subjective thing. I would use TD Ameritrade because it's also free. So I don't know why I would use Webull if I could use TD. But then again, TD also has its own issues. Gotcha, Queen Bee. Do you guys hear those people outside? Oh, XELA did not work out at all. CTEX breaking to a new high. Did you guys hear those people outside? They're having this really ridiculous argument. It's kind of funny to listen to. Oh, Webull, you pay extra for level 2. That's crazy. Queen Bee, I've been fasting for the last 2 weeks for 2 days, and I swear. Well, 2-day fast is... They're going crazy outside. I think a 2-day fast is already much trickier. I think it was, to me, I only did the 24-hour fast, and it was really nice. But I don't know. I think a 2-day, 48-hour is already more tricky. I don't know. I have to still do it. Yeah, you kind of have to go over that craving phase. 3 years now. I was using Webull occasionally when US still had fees. I don't use it anymore. Check out IMRN, guys. This is the activity we are waiting for one of these tickers. So far, IMRN is looking like it's going to be that one. Wow, 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 wow. Woo! I'm getting shaky. I want to trade this. That's a good point, Mr. Has. with resting your dietary habits. I don't know. I don't use E-Trade. Wow, that's crazy, Queen Bee. I don't know if I'd want to do that. But you know, everyone has different goals, so I think that's first you got to figure out what you want. And I think to me, a 2 week fast is not what I want. I work out every day as well, so it's not like I would even have the energy to work out, and that's not what I want. Ah, savage or average. Interesting point with the 72 hours. I'll have to look into that. Queen Bee's a Robinhood fan. I still have some stocks on Robinhood. Oh, look at IMRN, man. I would be buying this dip so hard right now. Obviously, I could be wrong. It doesn't mean it's going to work just because I would buy it. You guys see it here, I mean, today and yesterday, too. That was ridiculous. But, you know, big volume here. Finally, some activity coming back. Not to mention, a lot of stuff is kind of not, you know, performing. So I think this one could be really, really hot. There's definitely going to be probably an attempt to at least move higher here. Oh, getting shaky. Oh, technically, I have my IRA account. I think I have one trade in here available. Oh, yeah. Let's see. We might do this trade. Totally forgot about this IRA account. Although this is kind of mixing up two strategies. I usually only use the IRA account for swing trading mid caps, sometimes small caps. So I don't really like using the cash in this account. The potato died. I love potatoes. Here we go. IMRN. This could be the crack higher. 67. That was really a lot of sell volume, though. That's what makes me a little bit uncomfortable with this one. Hertz ripping. Mr. Has, your workout. Yeah. Five to 12 day fast. I don't even think I would ever consider a 5 to 12 day fast. That's crazy though. Nice trade, Heiko. Nice little pullback trade on that one. I think you call everything a dip buy in your pattern. But whatever, as long as it works for you and you can filter properly, I think that's fine. Doesn't really necessarily matter the semantics too much. IMRN. Oh man, this one might not even work out here. This is, yeah, a lot of these kind of breakout pullbacks below VWAP have not been working at all for me, which is unfortunate because you know there'll be weeks where they rip and they're really nice. Heiko's going trade crazy. Nice work with those dips. on your refeed after fast over 5 days, guys. These are crazy fast numbers you're throwing at me. I was pretty happy with my 24-hour fast. A 5-12 day thing, that just sounds ridiculous. We're getting some nicer moves though coming in here. Kind of like what I'm seeing. IZEA, yeah, I see this big bounce stuff in this territory. Huge move there, 14%, absolutely wild. Still looks like it's trending to the upside. So this is a classic one that works. So here we have a nice little breakout higher. We have a nice little pullback back to 88, and then we're starting to trend back here to the upside. So sweet stuff what we're seeing. Like a big steak. That sounds really nice. I'm still thinking if IZEA is going to recover. It's had quite a long pullback, so I don't know. I wonder if it's going to have a recovery here. Clean up my chart a little bit here. Oof, Mr. Has, that sounds super delicious. IZEA could be a little bit of a bounce here. I'll fill up my tea. In-N-Out burger sounds so good. I'm gonna finish my walnuts quickly, and then I'm gonna unmute myself again. Man, NAKD is absolutely ripping. Who's going to buy the pullback at 125? That's what's up, Queen Bee. Good outlook. LTRPB open again. I'm really liking what I'm seeing on NAKD. Somewhere there's the wrong symbol on this LTRPB. What? Absolutely wicked on LTRPB. And AKD is ripping. $142. Oh man. Is FRSX back in the play? Oh yeah, it is. Bounced off of 103 at 124 already. %, not too bad. Direct offering classic. I'd be careful, probably won't be very long lived. Hi Marian, back from the woods. An AKD trying to break 1.5 here. I like what I'm seeing on IMRN. I'm really wondering if this is going to be actually the break here of VWAP. About a 50% pullback from the highs. Quite aggressive pullback, I gotta say. Could break VWAP, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a little bit slower of a break. Or not necessarily slower, but it didn't hold its highs. But who knows? Who knows? Let's see what happens. We're having huge volume coming in on this one, though, so that's nice. Can we break the 148? That really nice 1 minute pullback here. This would have been a hard entry, but boom, 9% would have been super sweet to snag up that entry. Woo! NAKD, quick pullback here. This looks like it's going to be maybe a bigger retest. Or maybe 1.35 is going to hold. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if it at least has a bit of a pullback. I'll put an alert here above 2 on IZEA, but at the moment, I don't know, that pullback was quite aggressive. It could keep creeping up though. It's definitely trying. IMRN is looking really, really good right now. I think this is going to break VWAP here. Yes, IMRN's looking really good right now. And AKD back at 1.3, 1.28. IMRN has this small flow to 3 million, so it often has much higher chance of being extremely spikeable with a float like that, because it doesn't take a lot of trading to move the stock. IMRN really, really trying to break VWAP right now. This is going to be an interesting potential break. VWAP is the purple line. It's also the two lines below, or the one line below the yellow one and the red one above. I'm not sure what trading platform you're using, but all you have to do is go to studies and then just say add study or edit studies, and then you can go ahead and select it. This one's probably going to be on moving averages, most likely. Variable moving average, no, momentum. What I like to do is go on edit studies and then just search for it. It's always much easier. Yeah, it's actually on WV. Yeah, so searching for it and then just adding to it, and simple as that. So NAKD had a phenomenal bounce off of 1.27, so pretty sweet. We were talking about this potential bounce earlier on, so really nice how that happened. Well, I guess I can't complain too much about today. You know, it wasn't a perfect day for me, but I did all right. I left a lot of money on table with the first moves, IDEX. Those are two profitable trades back to back, and I just closed both my trades too early. And then I took two small losses, which is totally fine. Yeah, so it would have just been a little bit nicer if I let those two trades run a little bit longer. Other than that, I think I'm pretty happy with today. Not really an account growing kind of day, but it is what it is. Better than a red day, so I can't be too upset. First trade was pre-market though, so that's always pretty fun when we snack one of those. But first trade, you know, I only used $500, so very, very small position size. So that was at, was that 8? Yeah, 831. Then we have another one at 936. And then we have another one at 958. And then we have the last one at 1014. Yeah, actually, I think I even have a video on swing trading. Let me quickly. I wonder if NAKD is going to do a little bit of a continuation here. I have a few videos that talk about swing trading, mainly more crypto videos. So I don't know if that's exactly what you want to be looking for. This is a bit of an older video, but it talks a lot about my swing trading strategy for crypto. And
I probably would have got out somewhere right around here.
I really like this strategy. It's kind of my go-to one. So I'll drop the link here if you're curious watching it. It's a little bit longer, so it's like 30 minutes, but if you just view it on like ×2 speed, I think, you know, zoom through it in 15 minutes. I think it's a worthwhile. That's kind of like my bread and butter swing trading strategy, and I apply it to all different markets. So I think it's probably a good view if you're interested in swing trading. With these stocks and these small caps, it definitely adds a whole different twist. But if you keep an eye out for those key support and resistance zones, and if you look for, you know, key signs that a stock is strong, is it, you know, closing the day at a high? Is it holding its highs? Does it have big news? Is it maybe macro news as well that is just in the beginning? Like when the rioting started happening, DGLY, this thing's been running for many days and it has no news. Why? Because they sell camera equipment to the police department and all this stuff. So it's kind of riding a big wave. So when you identify these stocks early on, it doesn't even have to be that early. It could already be after, you know, the third, fourth big green day. Let's actually look at DGLY. It ran on our gap scanner. I'm not even really sure, but it probably wasn't on our gap scanner till either probably the 6th, the 1st of this month, and had two aggressive pullbacks here, but eventually it started holding its highs and started curling back to the upside. So going long either on this breakout here at 2.6 for an overnight trade, or just, you know, finding some, you know, buying the dips here at 1.5 or something like that. The buying the dips, it works, but it also, you got to cut your losses, because there's, for every one of these charts that we're looking at with DGLY, I think there's like, I don't know, 50 that totally don't perform. You'll have, you know, one green day and then it just totally sells off and goes back to Neverland. So you want to be tight with cutting your losses. But yeah, like I said, it can be very nice. And then, well, the nice thing is, even if you cut your losses at 20%, and you're or like 10%, I mean, this is a 400% run up. So you could, obviously, you're probably not going to get the full 400%, but, you know, your winners are going to be much bigger than your losers. So swing trading these small caps can be nice. You just got to identify the right strategy. So finding the swing traders is basically, you can use the same scanners and everything. I mean, DGLY, like I said, is on the 1st of June, popped up on our scanner. And then we eventually, you know, stopped looking at it a little bit in this area. And now we're looking at it again. So, you know, if it's a stock that has, you know, that macro news behind it, it tends to be quite nice for a little bit of a continuation swing trade. And then you really just kind of practice. I mean, you guys are smart. You guys can figure out, you know, like what you need to adjust for. But just, you know, keep risk management in mind, and then, you know, kind of learn from there. Nice, David. Happy you like that. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you haven't done so already. I'm going to be wrapping up trading here fairly soon. Went kind of long yesterday, and I think I talked too much. My throat is like killing me. Not in a bad way, but like in a way where I feel like I might lose my voice if I keep talking. IDEX, what a ripski on this one, huh? Broke the VWAP, and then a huge run from there. Sweet move here, 9% so far. Awesome stuff. I don't like trading on news days. I like trading after news, but before the news comes out, I'm usually not in any sort of position. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the miracles happen, but it's almost worse when they happen because it like teaches you that holding is long because is sometimes works because there's some stocks when I first started trading that yeah, just kept on going down, let's just say. And then they at one point got delisted. That's why I'm pretty tight on cutting my losses. I feel like a few of those losses and you're just like, don't want to do that again. IZEA also kind of some action coming back in here. I was looking for this action to be a little bit sooner, but we didn't get it. So now I'm kind of, obviously chilling without buying power. Queen BS QBG. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I see it down here, 105% already. Pre-market specifically. I mean, this one really exploded earlier on in the day. Sweet stuff though here. IDEX pulling back. Let's go back to IZEA. Kind of an interesting move here. Yeah, so everything is starting to curl here. This is really, really nice. Yesterday, this is what I was looking for ENOB. It just didn't work, which is a little bit, it's like, of course, the day where I'm out of trades early on, they rip in the afternoon, but is what it is. Looking good. I wouldn't be surprised if this broke past 12. I mean, it's looking really strong right now in this area. Boom! This thing just keeps on flying. A lot of good stuff today, guys. I think we might have quite a nice little afternoon here, or late morning. Even DGLY looks like it could bounce in this area. Big buyers here in the 70s, low 70s. LTRPB. LTRPB. That one has not gotten any easier to spell for me. Yeah, kind of coming back here a little bit. I don't know. This thing went a little bit super exponential. You check out former spike history. It's one of the things I always like to focus on. This thing had, pretty big move here and then totally sold off. Although you could argue that it did have a second day right here. So kind of interesting, but I don't know. I probably would not be trading it. I'd be trading something that's really starting to trend upwards and then, breaking new highs, just like IMRN. I would love to be trading this one right now. It kind of pains me a little bit that I can't. IZEA also popping. Looks like it's going to have that VWAP breakout as well here. 215 getting chipped away. Crack. Boom! 216, 217. Let's see it. 218. I mean, oh, man. I still want to be trading so bad. All right, I'm going to get ready to probably roll out somewhat soon here. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm still watching IZEA. I want to see a little bit more follow through on this one. I like what I'm seeing though. Ah, man, it looks like it's going to be a really nice late morning. And you know what? If we're going to have, this is looking healthy. This is going to be good because tomorrow, Wednesday, usually one of the hottest days of the week, we're going to get extra follow through, I think, on Wednesday. So I'm already super stoked for Wednesday. Let's see what we can get out of it. IZEA with an aggressive sell-off. You want to be careful with these. Always good to look at past performance. You can see here with IZEA, this thing oftentimes had these really aggressive dips. That's why I usually don't wait for the clear breakout on VWAP, and I don't really give it more than 2 chances or 3 chances at best. And you can see here we had 1 attempt, 2 attempt, 3 attempt. I'm always very careful on these. This one totally pulled back. But then buying those pullbacks are quite nice. So this one, IMRN, you can see here, it had 1 attempt, broke through, had a second candle that was a little bit slow, but it kept on pulling. So really, really nice on IMRN. And look, we're already past $12. So that was kind of my target on IMRN. Any of these 1-minute pullbacks would have been phenomenal. I wouldn't probably be buying any more in this area. I'd be waiting for a bit better of a 5-minute setup. Maybe I would look for a pullback back to like 1020 or so, 1030 maybe. But maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of consolidation here and we're going to hit $14 very soon. I would not be surprised if IMRN hit 14. I just really wish I would be able to trade right now. All right, guys. Queen Bee, take care. I'm going to be wrapping up myself as well. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's always a good time here. Can't wait to just keep on trading a little bit more. So I'll keep brainstorming on some ideas how we can make that possible. I still want to do the $25,000 challenge, and I think I want to do the challenge as the challenge is without mixing it up with anything. But maybe I could come up with some ideas to maybe move some funds in and trade a little bit more with a different account. Or else, yeah, I mean, there's missing some good setups here. I mean, IMRN, I'd probably be looking for a 5-minute setup here, and I'd be looking on how I can trade this up to 14 with the most risk managed way. So it's tempting. So yeah, I will see you guys then later today. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't done so already, guys. It means a lot. I will see you for the recap video. If you're totally new here, Little FYI, we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to trade the market open. We'll first review the watch list and then trade the market open at 9:30. So I'd love to see you there. Consider subscribing. Consider watching the recap video tonight if you want to know what the main takeaway of today was, and just anything else that's popping on my mind, anything that I'm changing on the $25,000 challenge. All the kind of latest updates are on the recap videos. I will see you guys then and tomorrow morning. So till then, guys, have a great Tuesday. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.